Hey guys, this is AwesomeJohn22 coming today with another review that is a long time coming. The review of Combiner Wars with Titan Class Devastator. Just a huge figure set that comes all together in one big box at about $150. It is the modern Combiner Wars update to the original Constructicon characters, and it's a pretty cool set, and I've been talking about doing this for a really long time. I should have done it months ago at this point. However, before the review begins, I do want to very briefly say I am uploading this on two of my channels. My original channel, now called AJ Universe, where I used to host my reviews, and my new channel, AJ22 Reviews. If you are watching this on my AJ Universe channel and you come to that channel for reviews, I urge you to check the description down below and find the link to AJ22 Reviews. Head over there and subscribe, because given a couple months, once I've managed to move all of the videos from my AJ Universe channel to my AJ22 Reviews channel that pertain to my reviews, that will be the only place where I upload my toy reviews from now on. And I do have some new interesting stuff planned for that channel as well. Not just toy reviews, other stuff too. So check it out. Even if you're here because you saw a subscription pop up and on the AJ Universe channel, and you come for my other content on this channel, if you know somebody who is interested in collectibles or interested in Transformers or whatever, I don't know, send them over there too, I guess. Why not? I'm really just sub-baiting at this point, but I mean, hey, I didn't really have a whole lot of guys who, you know, stopped in for toy reviews, and I would like to get that going as well. I really do enjoy doing these toy reviews, so can't really blame me, can you? Anyway, here we have the Constructicons. From left to right here we have, let's see if I can get the names right, I always have trouble with the names, Scrapper, Scavenger, Hook, Long Haul, crap, I never remember, Bone Crusher, and Mixmaster. Yes, okay. Yeah, I know all of their names. I just don't really associate them with the individual characters, because the character who made the big impact on me as a kid was Devastator, obviously, the combined form. But we will get to him actually pretty far down the line, because there's a lot of these guys, and I'm splitting them up into 4 reviews. Hopefully all of those reviews will go up this week. If not, I apologize. Something will have happened to prevent that. Anyway, these guys are about Voyager class scale, and I am going to focus today on the legs, that is Scrapper and Mixmaster. So let's go ahead and get the rest of the guys out of the way. Just focus on the ones that we are here to see. Let's bring them up a little bit closer now that I have more room. I really need to replace this table. It's really starting to wear out. And they do come with a whole bunch of weapons. Like we have this big gun thing, and we have this little gun thing, and we have this sort of double-barreled gun backpack thing, and these wing things, which do have a special added bit of functionality with, I believe it's Scavenger, because I'm pretty sure he's the leader of the team. And we have these big missile pod things. But I'll really focus on those once we get into robot mode, because unfortunately these guys don't really have any interaction with the weapons in their vehicle modes. Very few of these guys do. In fact, it's Long Haul who has the most interactivity with the weapons in his vehicle mode, as he can actually carry all of them, and we'll talk about that once it's his turn up here. But first, like I said, we were going to talk about Scrapper and Mixmaster, and we're going to start with Mixmaster, because I'm really eager to talk about Mixmaster, because a lot of people have a lot of issues with Mixmaster, and I don't see any of them, and I want to defend him a little bit. So let's move Scrapper out of the way, and let's get Mixmaster up here. And for a really brief size comparison, to act as kind of a baseline size comparison for all these guys, since they are about the same size, here we have him next to a standard Voyager class figure, that being, in this case, Classics Optimus Prime, and you can see he's about the right size. I mean, he's a big cement mixer. Optimus is a big semi-truck. You would expect him to have similar bulk, and they definitely do. And finally, a Modern Legends class figure, in this case being Legends class Rodimus, which, oh my god, we'll talk about this guy eventually, but just not right now. So you kind of see where he stacks up in the range of figure sizes as we have them today. He rolls very nicely. He has kind of weird clickiness that happens when he rolls. It's kind of where these textured edges are kind of rubbing against there, but it's not bad. And yes, he is facing the right direction. This is the front of the car. And that's the main issue that people have with the look of this guy. He's a very big departure from the original design of Mixmaster. And people whine that he seems like he's facing the wrong direction. But when I was growing up as a kid, especially, and I'd be riding around with my parents, this is what cement mixers looked like in my hometown. And I still see them. And so I really like this. I think he looks really good. He's got great purple windows, silver, great detailing for his front vent. His mixer is fairly well detailed. It does not rotate, unfortunately. Silver here in what looks like gas tanks. And then we've got some more vents back here where his... I believe this is where the motor for the mixer is on the vehicle. I'm not 100% sure. I probably should have looked that up. But I think he looks really nice. I think it's a really atypical design for a cement mixer in Transformers, and I really appreciate that they went with this. I think it looks great. As for his transformation, and this is where the vehicles all look good. It's the robot modes where these guys get kind of iffy for a lot of people. So going into his robot mode, first of all, it's not very complicated. We're going to just loosen these bits up, and we're going to bring this up, rotate this, that will be his legs if you couldn't tell, split them, take these bits, help if I raise the camera up, take these bits, raise them up, it's a little stuck, and we're going to come here and bring this up, bring it forward, and that is Mixmaster's transformation. That is it. He's done. And I do agree with one issue people have, that the mixer sits back here, it just hangs off the back, and it makes him kind of back heavy if you don't get him posed just right, and his feet, I'll show this off real quick, his feet do rotate so you can get him his legs spread out a little bit more. But the issue is if you don't get him standing just right, he is going to bend backwards at the hips. So that is an issue. I do admit that. He also has much longer upper arms than he does have lower arms, though unlike some of the guys in this set, he does have elbows, so that's a bit of a plus. Overall, though, I like the look of him. He's got little blasters up above his head. I'll zoom in on those real quick. I wish they were painted silver or something, but they look fairly good. I think his head sculpt is really nice. Zooming in on that. No light piping as far as I can tell. I don't see why he would anyway with the big box attached to the back of his head, but I mean, who freaking knows. And decent detailing all the way down his body. He definitely gives off a really strong Constructicon vibe. He even has good detailing on his legs, because that's where the front of the vehicle was. And I really like the look of him. I think he looks really dynamic and cool, and I don't see why people are complaining about him, at least not any more than any of the other figures in this set, because they all do have their issues as individual figures. And I don't feel like this guy's issues are any worse than any of the other ones. I just don't. Sorry, other reviewers who have said otherwise. I don't see it. In this mode, he does have a bit of interaction with the weapons. Any of them with a little post on them can fit in his hand, of course, if I can get it in there without knocking him over, because he's back heavy. I'll use this one as the example. Stand, come on. Now he's got this big rifle thing. He can also hold these things. If you fold the little post out here, and it just slots right into his hand. All of them can be used for any one of the Constructicons. And this is another issue that people have with the set. I'll just go ahead and talk about it here right now, get it out of the way. They don't come with their individual weapons as they used to be portrayed in the TV show, and some people really dislike that. I don't have an issue with it, because all in all, the pieces that make up his accessories do even out to be weapons enough for all of the characters to have a weapon still. They just don't have the same, generic looking blaster gun from the original series that you only know what it is if you have an old fact sheet or something. Because, I mean, think about it, they all basically have the same gun in the G1 cartoon. I mean, I love the cartoon, it's a classic, but their weapons weren't anything special, guys. And I mean, these really aren't anything special either, but as far as I'm concerned, that's just par for the course. These weapons are fine. I like them fine. They work fine. Stop complaining. Moving Mixmaster off to the side here. Let's go ahead and bring in Scrapper, I believe it was. Yes, Scrapper. Checking my fact sheet, because like I said, I have issues with these guys' names. He's some kind of, like, what do they call these? Like a, it's not a bulldozer, is it? Whatever this thing is with the big, I guess it's a bulldozer. I don't know. I'm not a construction guy, so please forgive me. Anyway, he's nice. He also rolls. He has these great big wheels they roll really well, actually. I really like the feel of this guy when he's rolling. He feels like he has some real weight to him. In fact, he's pretty hefty, especially compared to some of the other guys. Really, I think when I lift this guy, he feels like he has more bulk than probably anybody other than Long Haul. And his big shovel thing, jeez, please crucify me in the comments and let me know what the real names of these things are. But it does lift. It has all kinds of motion here, which I think is really nice. Good Decepticon symbol there on the top. Overall, though, less visible paint in the vehicle mode than I'm looking at the other figures where I've got them sitting. Probably any of the other vehicle modes, actually. I could be wrong. We'll see as we go along, but it's pretty bland. Still, I mean, it's good looking. It has good molded detailing all throughout. You can see the little teeth on the scoop thingy. Little ladders along here. Really nice detailing. It just, none of it's really picked out. You can see a little bit of silver there, but it's not really all that visible. Again, his transformation is fairly simple. We're just going to take these, bring them out and back like so. Bring this back, take these, lower them down. Take these back sections and lower them down. And this is pretty clever, actually. These back sections, you take these platforms and lower them down at a perpendicular angle to this platform here. And then these will combine like so. You can see there's a post hole and a post. They click together, and that makes his leg. And I think that's really clever. It's something you don't see on Transformers very often. Usually it's just, the legs are just a big solid piece. So that's always nice. Coming up here, we fold out his little fists. Coming up, just pull his head straight out from the top of the body, and then just kind of bring his scoop and sit up behind his head. You can sit it lower, but that resembles, I feel like that resembles the character better, so I like to keep it like so. And this is what I was talking about. He has rotation here at his arms, which I just realized I didn't do. Mixmaster's articulation, you can get it. It's pretty standard. So, I'm a horrible reviewer. He has rotation at his elbows, but no bend at the elbows. You can see there clearly there is no joint capable of bending those elbows. He has good articulation in his shoulders, in his hips, nothing at the waist, and he does have a tilt at his feet here as well as a ball-jointed head, which Mixmaster did not have head articulation. I do know that. But no elbows, and that is because his arms do quite literally become Devastator's heel spurs, which we will see when I get to the actual Devastator review. Get this guy standing, because for whatever reason he does not want to stand up straight for me right now. And they wanted him to be more stable. They didn't want to have a bending joint there that would cause what is basically his heel to collapse out from under him, and I appreciate that. So make them like lock into place when they're straight or something. It's pretty freaking simple. I don't know. It's fine. He still looks good. Great detailing in the chest. I'll zoom this in. Absolutely fantastic detailing. Head sculpt is absolutely great. You can see there, it's not just a big block. There's actually detail on the inside there, other than just the face. And this is where all the paint on this guy clearly went, because his robot mode torso just looks great. But he just doesn't pose as well as he could because he doesn't have the elbows. Of course, I don't really feel like he needs them, though. I mean, he's got just like these generic weapons to hold. It's not like he's going to be like doing a samurai poses or something. I think he looks fine like this, just absolutely fine. But really, that's these guys. That's Mixmaster and Scrapper, and I think they think they look great. I think they look perfectly reasonable. People who are ripping into this set, I just don't understand why. It's not the greatest, they aren't the greatest Transformers I've ever seen, but they aren't bad. They're actually really nice looking. See, Mixmaster is actually a little taller than Scrapper is, which is kind of weird. I'm not really sure why. I always thought they would be, I always thought they were exactly the same height. It's kind of news to me. Anyway, let's go ahead and get these guys moved back a little bit and bring our size comparisons in again. And you can see these guys actually scale fairly well next to Classics Optimus Prime. You would expect them to be quite big and quite bulky compared to even a robot that transforms from a truck. So, I mean, good size. I'm not 100% sure this is accurate to the old show. I believe actually Combiner Wars Optimus Prime, Voyager Class Optimus Prime would probably be a better scale next to these guys than this Optimus Prime is, but I think it works well enough. They're a good standard Voyager size. And so while they're not nearly as complex as some other Voyagers, I still really think it works out. But that's about it for this review, guys. I will be doing the rest of these reviews throughout the course of this week. I hope you enjoyed the review, because I certainly enjoyed making it. Once again, please help me out, like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you feel so inclined. And if you are here on AJ Universe watching this, once again, please, I urge you to check the description down below. Find the link to my new AJ22 Reviews channel and head over there and subscribe, because, once again, that is where all of my reviews will be in the not-too-distant future. But either way, guys, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later.